Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Now in our previous session we just planned this session, and as I feel a lot better than last time, I'm not quite 100% yet, but I feel good enough that I think I can execute on this in under an hour. The one thing that I added off camera is the cookie. We want to focus on the customer experience, so we don't want to keep checking on if the user uses the same computer to check the status of the ticket. Even if the token has changed and you have the cookie for that ticket, we still allow you to view the ticket. But I'm just going to separate it because this is what we committed to. So let's see if we can get that done relatively quickly. So let's go to payments. And our first job is to create the migration. And shall we call it something? Let's see. We would like to add admin flag, but we don't have to worry about that right now. We just need the token on the ticket, right? And blah blah blah. Okay, so let's do PHP bin cake PHP bake migration, and so that will be, let's call it ticket protection. And not too long enough. And we want to get table. Let's add this, and we want to get table from the config. That's BHR tickets. Yes, so let's just copy this with the default. So that's pretty much the only table we're gonna need here, and we want to add a column which is token, maybe view token, because there's also going to be a permanent token that will be stored in the cookie. So we're gonna need two columns. Let's call it view token. That's gonna be string, which is gonna have a limit of that's probably gonna be UUID, so let's just give it 50 just to have a little margin. We allow nulls because once we create a ticket, this will not be set. And then add column which will be permanent token, permanent view token, cookie token, cookie token. So this will allow us to allow the user to view the ticket on the same machine regardless of whether the token has been provided via the request or not, and updated. So we're gonna have these two. Okay, so that's step number one. Let's migrations migrate. So now we have these columns. Let's refresh here. And BHR tickets will have the view token and cookie token. So that's our step number one. Then And so we added columns. Now generate token and blah blah blah. Before we can do all that, first our page that displays the ticket, all right, which is this one, right? We don't have the session right now because the session expires in, like, I don't remember, 20 minutes, 10 minutes maybe even. I know it expires very quickly. Oh, look how quickly it refreshes. Nice. It's mainly because this one's not protected by the authentication middleware. So we want to have this route, right, which doesn't exist yet. So our /ticket, where is it? /ticket, ticket ID, right? So this route, oh, and it is connected because we do allow on that page to, yeah, that's why it's, so it allows all kinds of verbs, because we post to that page. And so this is gonna be called view token, which directs us to the ticket. And if we do without a view token, so I was thinking that without the view token we just redirect completely to the but with the so I was thinking this route will always redirect to verification, the email verification. We have the ticket ID, but we don't have the email, right? Or we don't know if the user is who the user says. But I just remembered that we can use optional. We're using 4 or 5. Oh crap, which version of the framework we're using? Probably 4, because we were using the one compatible with 7.4. I'm pretty sure version 5 is not 7.4 compatible. So connecting routes, and where's the parameters? Using path routing, resolved elements, connecting routes, parsed arguments, how do you mark the optional parameters? Because I don't want to have 2 routes if I can just have one with optional parameter. But I don't know how to get the optional parameter. Why is it not in the first example? It should be one of the first examples. Well, this is required parameter. Let's just use Google. Cake PHP 4. Route with optional parameters. This was 8 years ago. That's probably Cake 2. But it looks like the column. So it's probably the same. So let's remove this for now, and add optional parameter. So that's view token, which means this should display our page now. Nope. So that is not. That is not what we have. That is weird. So, but that was cake 2. Cake for routing. 3 parameters, default values, optional routing parameter issue. Well, that shows you the how some frameworks are superior to other frameworks, because you just have a lot of documentation and a lot of people are using it. So there's like a lot of, first Google search is always going to be the one that resolves your problem, which would be in the case of perhaps Laravel. Well, obviously Laravel, but few other frameworks. Cake PHP is not that popular. So we don't get it in the first Google search, which is kind of too bad. But let's do plan B. So let's do, for now, let's do token. So always required. Right. So now this route will be the name tickets show with token. Right, so now it works, which directs us to the same thing. So now, where do we validate that? We validate it in the middleware. So let's bake a middleware. Ticket token guard. That's what we're gonna call it. So there's not gonna be suffix middleware, but it'll be in the middleware. So ticket token guard. Let's add it to the repo, and we're gonna need a route to verify the ticket. So let's do. We're going to connect it because it's also going to be a single action, and you can get to display the form and post your answer, in this case email. So it's going to be ticket ticket ID / verify. It's gonna sit in the tickets controller. Action will be verify email, because in this case we're only verifying email because the ticket ID has been provided. If the ticket ID is not provided, that's going to be a different route. But for now, let's do this, and the name will be tickets show, or no, tickets verify. That should be enough. So we want to redirect to the tickets verify if we don't have the token in the parameters. So let's get our request, get run. Yeah, it's saying that it doesn't exist because we have the server request interface, but in reality this will not be a server request. I mean, it will be, obviously, but it will be a cake request, which will have the getParam method, and we want token, right? Or was it not view token? View token, right? And if this is empty, we just redirect how do we redirect from here? How do you redirect from middleware in this framework? I remember doing that, but I do remember it was a little bit of hassle. Let's ask Google. Cake PHP 4 redirect from middleware. A custom middleware to redirecting, but I just want blah blah blah. Can access. What is this? This is before filter. Okay, I can do it from before filter, but I want to do it from the middleware. I can just create a new response, which will be, there's no redirect here. Yeah, no redirect on this page. How can I and the user redirect with request authorization? And that's the beauty of Cake PHP. Very limited documentation. I do remember redirecting from middleware. See, I complain about Laravel's a lack of architecture, that you always have access to everything pretty much, even from places where you shouldn't have access to. But in this case, it actually, it actually would be beneficial. But let's do this. Tickets controller. Right. And this redirect, and see where do we get that. Oh, we get it from the controller. We get it from the controller, so that's not good, because I was hoping maybe there's a trait I can use. But this is controller, and it is pretty low level. View locator aware. Yeah, we're gonna need locator aware trait, which is yeah, but this is the response, so it would have to be in the controller. But so we can do this. In this case, let's just do this. So our handle method will return the response. So we can do this. Response is handle request. So basically this is what we are supposed to be blocking here, but we are allowing it. But no worries, because the user will not even see that response, because we're gonna return a response with location Right, because this is the response interface, and we want this response, which is cake HTTP response. Okay, so let's just fool the IDE to think that this is the, and we can return with location, and we want to redirect to URL by name, tickets verify with, oh, because we need a ticket ID also. Ticket ID. Alright, so if empty token and not empty, actually in this case it's going to be attached to the route, which, yeah, so we don't need to check whether the token, whether the ticket ID is there or not, because it will always be there, otherwise the route is not going to be matched. So ticket ID will be our ticket ID. So this is where we're redirecting. So even though we did run through the rest of the middleware stack, which we don't have to here, but that is the simple solution to just figure out how to redirect. We could create a new response here, right? The new response object, and just return it. But I would have to look at the signature and see how to create it. So this is just for the sake of simplicity. No need to put it in to do. Then we're gonna need locator where trade, because we want to do no, do we? No, we can just instantiate the service. Yeah, let's instantiate the service because we want to fetch the ticket. So we want ticketing service which requires new database service. How to use services and middlewares, I have no idea, but we can just instantiate it here. There should be, yeah, again, that is another nice feature of Laravel, that you can always reach out to the container and fetch it, and I'm pretty sure you should be able to do it here as well. I just don't know how to do it. So let's just instantiate it here. It's very minimum performance impact. I wouldn't worry about this. So let's do ticketing service fetch fetch ticket entity by ticket ID. Right, but before that will work, we need bhr ticket entity needs to have view token, so we can save it, and the other one was called cookie token. Right, and we want property which is string or null, view token, and property which is string or null, cookie token. Okay, our entity is Okay, so now from the ticket, if token that was provided not equals the ticket view token, we do the same. We redirect to verification. Otherwise, we just return the response from the chain. So this will now protect us and redirect us to the route that technically exists, but there is no template or action. So let's add this action. So this is tickets controller, but is it in admin? Yeah, this is admin tickets controller. We want non-admin tickets controller. Verify, and ticket ID is gonna have to be provided. And we're gonna need ticketing service. From ticketing service, we want to fetch ticket entity by ticket ID. So this will, if it's not post, it will just, yeah, it'll just return the view. So let's do return this verify ticket. Yeah, why not? And the layout is blank, because this is not admin or anything. Right, and right now this will do. We're gonna add the verification here in a second, but first let's go to tickets, and we want new view, which is verify ticket. And we're gonna do, I hate when the ID is much smarter than you, and for some reason when I do this it already says PHP, but I don't want PHP, I want just echo. So we want this element common. Do we have input in common? We do, right? Let's see, element common input. And we need name for it. Let's see. We need name and label. So name will be email, and label will be your email address. Okay, and we want again this element submit large. Actually, it will let it default to large because we do want it large. What else do we need here? Success defaults to, no, we need value, and we need, oh, just value. Okay, nothing more but value. is required. Let's call it verify. And this form create, we're posting to the same endpoint, so no arguments. So this is our view. Nothing much to it. Obviously we're gonna have to style it, but for now that is not our concern at the moment. So now if we go to the page again, we are with token. Let's refresh. And okay, one last thing that I forgot about is this is verified, this is with token. So set middleware. And this is another thing that I don't appreciate about Cake, is that you can't like in Laravel call with middleware, which means you can't just chain, I want to keep all the middlewares and just add this one. No, you gotta stitch those arrays yourself, and you always have to provide an array of middlewares that will be used. Well, on top of the middlewares that you specified in application, so the ones that are always attached. But even if you specify some over here, right, you still have to add them manually. So we want the middleware. Oh, and it needs to, we need to register that middleware. And this is ticket token guard, new ticket token guard middleware. There. Ticket token guard. So now the middleware is attached. Now we are redirected. The middleware named has not been registered. How come? Oh, that's why. Indeed, it has not been registered. Now it should redirect us to verify. This page isn't working. Oh, too many redirects. Why is this? So it's doing too many redirects because I expect that it is the same middleware is already attached to this route, the verify route. Which, well, if that is the case, let's see. If we comment out the middleware here and refresh, yeah. What? That shouldn't be the case. I didn't connect it to this middleware, right? It's only connected to this middleware. Sure, it directs, right now it directs to Oh, okay, I see what the problem is. Okay, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. That's my bad. Because this verify is interpreted as token now. So let's just inverse it. Verify / ticket ID, like so, right? Because now we went to token, right? Missing method in tickets controller. Didn't I just add this method? Verify oh no, I called it verify email here, and the method is called verify, I think. Yes, verify email. And there. We have the email address. So now we have the verification. So if we let's do, because I forgot about one thing. So ticket token guard middleware. So if our token is empty, oh right, actually no, that's fine, because I was thinking right now if the ticket token is empty in the table and you don't provide the token, then it matches, right, empty to empty. But if you don't provide the token at all, at least for this middleware, the ticket token guard, it will redirect you to verification. There's going to be another middleware that will verify the cookie, and actually this this middleware should verify the cookie. Yeah, but we'll get to the cookie. For now, let's forget the cookie, because we are at like 35 minutes and it's still not working. So we're gonna do this so if if we're posting, this is what's gonna happen. First we need to get user email, which is coming from the form. Then we already have our ticket. Actually at this point we don't have to fetch the ticket because we don't need it. We only need it when you're posting. That's going to speed up the page display, not by a whole lot, but if we don't have to do it, let's not do it. We don't need to read anything from the database here. We just want to ask the user what's the email attached to this to this ticket. So now from if our ticket email, let's do strcmp str case compare, because we don't care about the case, right? And email, and I don't remember what this returns. It returns int, and it will return 0. Yes, so if it returns 0, that means we are good, right? So the user verified. Oh, actually, let's do this. Yeah, because otherwise Yeah, let's just do this. Not equals. We're gonna return here, but we're gonna set flash invalid or provided email address does not match the one on the ticket. So we can test it this far. Yep, it doesn't match. Now if we came here, that means it did match. So we want to from ticketing service, we want to do this, get or create view token from ticket ID, right? Because at this point the ticket token is not going to exist, and it's only because we're just we don't have the actual service that will be the notification service that is responsible for triggering that ticket, that token creation. So we're gonna have a method that will always retrieve the token, and if the token has not been set on the ticket, it's gonna set the token. So our token is here, and we want to redirect. So we're gonna return this redirect. Okay, I can use, yeah, let me see. I should be able to use this, right? Name is tickets. Tickets show with token. Show with token. And ticket ID is our ticket ID, and the token is token. There. So we're redirecting, so we fetched the token, or created in this case, or at least in I don't know, the first time, and we're redirecting you with that token. So upon proper verification, the successful verification of the email address, you are redirected with the token as per requirements that we set for ourselves. So we want to do fetch ticket entity ticket ID, right? And if empty ticket token, view token, we want to create it. So let's do this. Token equals ticket view token, and if our view token is empty, then our token equals cake text, was it? Yeah, utility text. There should be UUID, and we want to do this fetch. This database fetch table VHR tickets, and just update view token to be token, where ID is ticket ID. Maybe ticket, not tocket. And what are we doing here? Okay, and return. Actually, we can return here. So this method will always return the token, and if the token has not been set on the ticket, it will set it. Which means if I provide the correct email address here now, it should redirect me to the ticket. Nope. What is the email on that ticket then? Because I don't actually know. Which ticket is it? PQ9. PQ9, it's andrew@smith.com. Andrew@smith.com. And it did not redirect me to the right place. Why not? Well, maybe it did, but then it redirected me back to verification. Let's see on the tickets again. Is the token set? The token is set. So let's review here. We're redirecting to this route. Because it's view token here instead of token. Okay, that's why. So again, Andrew Smith, and there we go. So now we're redirected with the token, right? And we have the ticket page. So now if I remove the token, well, if I remove the token, I'm redirected back to the old page. And the old page is oh, come on. Tickets, action, verify email. So this will always get you to verify email, right? Because you didn't provide the token, right? We don't have the ticket ID yet. And if you supply proper email, it'll get you to the ticket page. Now if the token is invalid, same thing. And the token is not changing, which means we generated it once and it is the same. So let's review. We have generate with notification. Well, let's move that. A token, a guard, check token in the middleware. If user is logged in, if user is anonymous, and so on. We have this, yeah. So now the only thing that we should get, so this actually could be not done in the middleware, but here. So once we verified, redirect returns a response. Yes. So upon verification, but upon verification, or maybe when we just display the ticket. If everything has been verified, we can just leave that token. So from in the ticketing service, let's do this. So this is token, and let's do a because once you verified once, then we want to leave the cookie so we don't have to verify anymore. From ticketing service, we're gonna do get or create cookie token using ticket ID. This will be the same, and our cookie, this is cookie interface. We need to read the documentation. Cookie collection, creating cookies, okay. New cookie, using the builder or using here. We don't need to put the domain and stuff because that will default to we just need the value and expiry. So our cookie import class cake HTTP. What is this HTTP cookie? I bet it's this one. And new date time plus 1 year. Yeah, plus 1 year. So in that cookie, that will be called cookie token, just to keep it the same, so maybe I'll remember it. Value is cookie token. And we're going to return redirection, but with cookie. So now all we have to do is implement this method. Works pretty much the same. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm not quite 100% yet. So, and this will be pretty much the same deal as this one, but instead of view token, it's cookie token, and the return token. Yeah, I still have a little bit of fever, so it's still I'm kind of impatient, and it's not going smoothly, but we got 54 minutes, so that went way too long. But now we're working on the cookie, so this was not we did make it done. We did get it done within under the hour. So now when we do this, when we provide invalid token, and upon the correct verification, we should have the cookie application cookie token. There it is. And on our ticket we have our cookie token. Okay, so that token is not going to be changing. It's the same for the ticket always, but it only appears there upon verification. The successful verification. So now all we have to do to finish this is in the guard. So again, let's mark our request as a cake HTTP client request. Okay, which means, oh, but yeah, it's still not gonna give us much. So let's just do r equals request and annotate it here that it's a cake HTTP client request. Because from the request we want to get cookies. There is no get cookie. There isn't one, but we have cookies, which is an array. And I think, if I remember correctly, the value of the cookie is also an array. So okay, so this is our cookie token, supposedly, if we have it. So first, let's do this. If not empty cookie token, so we have the cookie token, so we don't have to check the token provided in the URL. So let's do the same thing, but we need ticketing service earlier than that in that case, unfortunately, but what are you gonna do? So if ticket cookie token equals cookie token, we good. We can just return handle request, right? We're not going any further because this was verified. So now we do have that cookie token, so that means that if I give it an invalid token, oh, method cookies doesn't exist. Okay, what is the actual instance of the request here? Because we should be able to get the cookies from the request, either case, right? I understand this is server-side request, but the cookies will be there. So let's do var dump request, oops, and and this is server request. Okay, cookies is a protected, but there's our cookie, right? Cookie token. So we could skip it. We could skip that request and just get cookies using the magic functions from the PHP. But I don't want to do that. So let's revert this, and that is server request Yeah, and now it's get cookie. Yeah, I thought it was get cookie. Yeah. And the second argument is default, so, and it will default to null anyway, so this is not needed. There. So now we don't need that. And it's saved, and there you go. Even though we have invalid token, we can still view the ticket because we have the cookie. But the one last thing is that we are redirecting. So if you don't provide the token, you're still redirected to verification. We don't want that. So tickets show will still redirect to ticket, but we want to set middleware ticket token guard. Let's move back. This is with invalid token, and this is without token, and we can still see it. And now just to test it, if we delete this cookie and refresh, we need to verify. If we verify, we are redirected with token, but even if we remove the token, we can still view the ticket. Okay, that will do. So now our ticket page is protected along with the cookie. It went a little bit too long, over an hour, but at least we got pretty much everything off this list. And except the login state, because we don't have the user, we don't have users that log in, we just have administrators at the moment. So this is kind of redundant, but that's something to be thinking about later. Alrighty, that will do. That is our cybersecurity session. Thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate you, and I shall see you in the next one.